Is Cardano dead? Or are you like me and you believed his never died? This is Around the Blockchain. All right, guys, make sure you hit that like button. We're going to talk about the Winklevoss twins. You might remember them from the social network. We're going to talk about SBF. What's he doing with that internet? And also Cardano, of course. What is it going to look like coming to the next bull run? And we got three fantastic guests, Jenna, Firoz, and Crypto. We're going to start with Jenna. How are you doing today in the green square?
I am fabulous. It's great to be in the green square. Green, I wish candles were green today, but that's fine. What are you going to do about it, DZ? Thanks for having me on.
The red days make the green days that much more sweet. Also on today, we have Firoz. Firoz has some strong opinions about mammals that hold water. Firoz, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good, DZ, on that note. I'm doing good. Wouldn't be anywhere else at 10:07 p.m. on a Tuesday.
And I was talking about human beings. We're 70% water. He's got strong opinions of some of these crypto founders, folks. Also on today, or was it quadrupedal? It might not have been by. Crypto Keeper holding it down, filling in for the Crusader, I heard.
Yeah, word on the street was got a little scheduling mix up, so here I am. We're teammates, we're partners, so I'm here. Let's get it.
Hey guys, teamwork makes the dream work. All right, you know what team stands for, Crypto Keeper?
It stands for together everything.
Together, everyone
always
achieves more. You're close, man. You know what? You were driving down that path. You were just kind of hitting the bumps on the side.
No
You're still going to get
points
there.
For that.
Let's go ahead and put him at -3. I'm just kidding, folks. All right, let's talk about the Winklevoss whales. Winklevoss, I was joking about the social network. They were the ones that Mark Zuckerberg had to go to court with over who owned Facebook. If you remember the movie, they were the two tall, strapping twins that I think they did a lot of rowboating or something like that. But they were the ones who supposedly hired Mark Zuckerberg to create Facebook. They ended up settling years later for an undisclosed amount. Rumors are it was quite substantial. Well, they took those substantial holdings and they went into crypto, folks, and started the Gemini platform. Well, we were looking for this mysterious Bitcoin whale. We didn't know who it was. This Bitcoin whale shot to the top 3 of the charts. There was 0 Bitcoin in this address. Didn't even exist 6 months ago. And then next thing you know, $3 billion worth of Bitcoin held in this wallet. Figured out yesterday, it does belong to Gemini and the Winklevoss twins. Shortly, it was Woo blockchain is where I end up seeing this. The number 1 Bitcoin wallet in the world, it belongs to Binance. Number 2 wallet, Bitfinex. Number 3, Gemini. Number 4, let's go back to Binance. Binance has the number 1 wallet and the number 4 wallet when it comes to amount of Bitcoin. The Gemini wallet has 118,000 Bitcoin, and all that is just in 3 months' time since March 8th, everybody. So crypto community, we're a little concerned. There's a lot of billions of dollars being moved around now. Jenna, I was joking about Facebook and joking about the social network. Have you seen the social network, the movie?
Oh, man, yeah, a long time ago. I love that movie.
All right, well, my question to you is Mark Zuckerberg, is he jealous right now that they pivoted away from social media, pivoted heavy into Bitcoin, and we fast forward 10 years? Looks like maybe they made the right choice.
I mean, do lizards really can they really get jealous, DZ? I don't know.
Does he blink sideways?
Right? Zuck is worth $100 billion. If he wanted to buy that much Bitcoin, he 100% could. If he's jealous of anyone right now, it's probably Elon, not necessarily the Gemini twins, because Threads isn't doing so hot. I think that's dead. Does anyone still use Threads? I don't know.
Threads dead. Yeah, Threads dead. Like Zed.
Threads dead. Yeah, it sucks. But yeah, no, I don't think he has any jealousy in any way, shape, or form. He was probably mining it too. We just don't hear about it.
I like that rumor. Firoz, I'm gonna lead with that. Do you think there's a chance that Mark mined some cryptocurrency? Think about it.
For sure. Why would? Yeah, no, exactly. Why would you? No, definitely. I would.
All right. Well, more serious question. I'm thinking about like 2013. He probably was 2012 for sure. Yeah. Now, Gemini, they're accumulating massive amounts of Bitcoin. They're putting it all into one wallet, almost advertising, hey, this is how much Bitcoin we have. Do you think that they're gearing up for some ETF-related audits?
Yeah, no, I definitely think it's a plausible explanation as to why they're sort of consolidating all of their Bitcoin holdings, certainly into one address. And again, let's not forget. I mean, I don't really use Gemini, to be honest. You can ask most people about Gemini. Most people say, well, I don't really use it. But one thing that we do know about the Winklevosses are that they have been advocates, certainly for a Bitcoin ETF. And again, with a Bitcoin ETF, you're bringing in more institution and more retail investors. So potentially, you have an opportunity here to get more of the market share, right? Get more of that trading volume going through your exchanges. And I think one of the things that we certainly do know is, with all of the sort of recent FTX, Gemini, and all of that sort of conversation that was happening in the past, one of the things I would say is that they never really fell flat when it came to security or compliance. They always seemed to be like that. They were always on top of that. And I think that's another thing that we should take into consideration when we think about Gemini, is that you need to have, that transparency, that clarity with your holdings in terms of what's going on, because that's going to be essential. I would say certainly if you're, gearing up for approval from regulators, they're going to want to see all the records of your holdings, certainly from an auditor's perspective. And I think that ultimately would, provide some proof and readiness for, the legitimacy in this space, certainly for a Bitcoin ETF.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of the public blockchain is all transparent. We can all see it. Good advertisement there too. XTZ, keep it on the half shot here. DZ, that's yo cousin. Faux show. Laughing, crying emojis. I should have worn my glasses today. He who cannot be named. God, I'm sick of everything. I hope you're not sick of crypto, and I hope you're not sick of the bear market. Just stick around, and we're going to talk about ADA, and maybe we'll turn that into a bullish narrative for you. All right, now, Crypto Keeper. I talked about the wallets. Number 1 is Binance. Number 2, Bitfinex. Now, number 3, we have Gemini. Do you ever see a future, in which case, let's actually pull, no, that's not quite. That's for the third topic. Now, do you ever see a day in which Binance will be dethroned for having the world's top Bitcoin wallet? And who does it?
You know what? I think that you can never say never in any business, right? You have a little company called Amazon that started as, just slinging books, and now all of a sudden they've, overtaken the world. So I don't think you can ever count anything like that out. I will say that depending on how they leverage or choose to use that Bitcoin, and as we move towards the future, as these ETFs start to happen, as more and more companies are accepting Bitcoin, as it becomes more and more mainstream, I think they're going to be able to leverage that Bitcoin and exponentially grow it. So I will say that they have a huge freaking head start. I don't know what the gap is between number 1 and number 2, but it sounds like it's probably in the billions of dollars or $1 billion or more. That is a lot of freaking Bitcoin. And as Bitcoin exponentially grows, if you're able to exponentially leverage that growth, then it's going to be hard to catch up. Could it happen? Sure. Could they run into some financial issues? Could they run into regulatory issues? Could the SEC, bring the hammer down in the United States and all blows up in our face in crypto? Yeah, sure, that could happen, and somebody else could take over because the government would just inject whoever they want to be there. But they sure have a good head start. So I think it's going to be a tough, narrative to push that somebody will pass them. But I think that it could.
We have Crypto Billy, best beard in crypto right there. And someone else coming up with the beard love there. Spam be chat with DZ emoji. Unfortunately, I do not know how to. Well, that's a TO asterisk there for you. I just wanted to be pedantic for you. If you are a super sub, I think it was at $2.99 a month, and then you can spam your emojis, and your name pops up green. It's just a little bit easier for me to read it. So, Just Jim, +1 keeper, +1 keeper's beard. All right. Well, your beard might win it. You're going up 1 point here. All right. Let's talk about
I've
SPF.
lost half my beard. I've lost like 3
I was thinking the same.
It used to be like down here. You know what I mean? But thank you for the love, guys. Love
it's the thickness. It's the thickness. It's just so vibrant to him. All right. That's so full. It's like I was going to throw out the Uncle Jesse reference, but we're just going to end it on that. All right. Let's talk about SPF. SPF, is he going to have access to the internet? What is going on with this guy? This is breaking news. He did plead guilty to all 7 counts. The SDNY. Also in attendance was his mother. His mother was attendance in the courtroom. He was denied, SPF was denied a couple requests, folks. I know it's personal information, but once you were in jail, it becomes public. A lot of European friends are wondering, yeah, we're talking about his prescription. He didn't get his Adderall, folks. So he didn't get his Adderall. I know it's unfortunate. He also didn't get his vegan diet at the detention center in Brooklyn. So no tofu for him, and then no I don't know. I was going to make a reference about it. We probably shouldn't joke about that. Some people probably need it. But it was reported he's going to be able to meet with his lawyer on Tuesday. So we're looking at, just about a week from now. And according to the report, he can meet in the Marshall's cell block attorney room for 6.5 hours. And in that 6.5 hours, he's going to get access to a laptop with a Wi-Fi enabled device. So he's going to be able to browse the internet. So he potentially is going to have his hands on the blockchain even for 6.5 hours. Of course, there's rumors he's starting up meme coins. We're not going to, I don't have any proof of that, so I don't want to even suggest it. But what is he going to do on the internet there? Now, Jenna, if you had a guess, is he just going to be, this is just normal correspondence, normal messages? Or, do you think he's going to try to play some League of Legends? Is he going to try to start up a VPN and create a new meme coin? What do you think he wants to do? Is it all on the up and up?
Oh man, I think he's gonna try to play League of Legends. I don't know if that's actually what will be going down. Because if he gets caught, right, Mini Madoff, that's what I like to call him, little Mini Madoff. If he gets caught doing shit that he is not supposed to be doing, like already, Judge Kaplan is not like giving him any sympathy. He's like, oh, so sad. You're in a jail that's not very friendly. Oh, boo-hoo, you're eating bread and water. Like, so sorry, bro. No, we're not letting you out to go run around. You're gonna sit in here for like 6 hours to be able to talk to your attorneys. That's it. But if he gets caught doing other things, he is going to get himself into even more trouble. So I don't know that he would actually risk that. I don't know that his attorneys would let him do that. They'll probably have an eye on him. Maybe he'll be able to pull up that app real quick. But I think the safest thing for him to do is to not touch any single keyboard. And I'm hoping that, he gets what is coming to him. You have to think Bernie Madoff got 150 years in prison, right, for his charges. And that was fraud, money laundering, and all of those related crimes. You have SBF that has a bunch of different conspiracies to commit commodities fraud, securities fraud, money laundering, wire fraud, all of those different things, defraud federal election. So I think he's very well screwed himself, and he should definitely really, really watch what he's doing. Like any little move, he is going to get himself in trouble.
Yeah, a lot of comments on this from the chat here. Gold-blooded SBF isn't vegan anymore. He's getting plenty of meat now. Let's see. S-Dog, does he get conjugal? We don't know that for sure. Let's see. And chemistry, bro, the dietary requirements bit is a little messed up, to be honest. Firoz, is it a little bit messed up to deny him his dietary requirements? He wants a lot of tofu. He doesn't want any normal protein from Mother Nature. What do we do? Is this fair? Does he deserve this? What would you do for SBF if you're in charge of MDC?
I'd do absolutely nothing. I would do nothing for him, to be honest. Maybe was he normally like pictured with a cucumber in his hand or something half the time? So maybe I might chuck him. I might just chuck him a cucumber here and there, right? So here, go and eat the cucumber. But no, just like Jenna said, this guy at the end of the day, he defrauded investors, consumers, customers, whatever you want to call them, billions of dollars here, right? Manipulation in the crypto market. You're violating laws and regulations, and you want to sit there and you want your tofu. I think that should be the least of your concerns at the end of the day. But no, not at all. I think he deserves what he gets. I really do hope they chuck the book at him. I think one of the things that we see with Sam actually is, he comes from a background of, I would say prestige as well. At the same time, he's got his mummy and daddy pulling strings for him here and there, trying to make life a little bit extra easier. But I really do think just because, some people say, oh, he's young. He's super intelligent. Look what he managed to do. There you go. It's right there. See? A question whether it's a cucumber he's going to be eating next. But at the end of the day, chuck that book at him. Sorry, DC, I had to.
Oh man, it is not often I have to wipe sweat from my brow. That was one of those moments I have to wipe sweat off my brow. Now, we brought up Madoff. Jenna brought up Madoff, Crypto Keeper. BJ just walked out, folks. That's how bad that was. We brought up Bernie Madoff. I have a question for you. Will he get the Bernie Madoff treatment? Because there's a lot of rumors with his political connections. He's going to get a slap on the wrist. I kind of feel it's going to be one or the other because a message needs to be sent. I don't see him getting the 5 years or the 8 years or something. I feel it's going to be a century or it's going to be almost nothing. What do you think he's going to get here, Keeper?
I actually disagree with you on this one, DZ. I think it is going to be some middle of the road. I'll tell you why I think that. I think that the slap on the wrist is going to absolutely enrage people. But at the same time, I think he has a lot of information. This is speculative, right? But I think that there was a lot that was happening. Some of the charges that he does have in relation to the elections and other stuff, like those are real charges, and real big players are probably involved in that in a way that they don't want to be exposed. And so I think he has leverage to be able to use some of that information combined with his already, ties to those different communities to be able to say, hey, listen, I know I did wrong, do what you need to do. I'm in trouble, blase, blase, blah. But I don't think that I don't think he's going to get the Madoff thrown at him. I don't think he's going to get 100 something years. Crusader and I have talked about this a number of times. Crusader thinks he's getting the slap on the wrist. I think he's going to get like 10 to 20 years. I think he's going to do enough time to where people say, damn, that sucks, but it's not going to be the end of his life because of his connections and basically being able to leverage some of the information that I think people don't want out. Because if he lets some of that, if the information is truly there, we already know how this government operates, right? They want to keep everything under wraps. No matter what they tell you, don't freaking believe it. And if he does have that information, all he has to do is say, hey, give me a deal or we're going to have some real conversations in open court. And I think he's, gonna win, in some sort of way because of that.
All right, yeah, take a real bite out the cucumber right there. Then they'll be in a real pickle. Let's see. He may walk free, but he will not walk the same. I think that's in reference to all the working out. It's like he's doing a lot of squats, and so he's going to be coming out just more sure-footed. All right, well, we're going to go into our third topic on Cardano. Cardano coming back, and this section is brought to you by Corey Costa's Crypto Coins. Speaking of ADA, he just had Chucky on his channel 20 minutes ago. Make sure to watch after ATB. Charles is amazing. He is hyper bullish on ADA. So, it looks like a friend of the channel, Corey Costa, has an interview with Charles Hoskinson. So make sure we'll check that out after the stream. All right, let's talk about Cardano. Is Cardano coming back? A lot of people say yay. A lot of people say nay, surprisingly. Well, they hit a huge milestone this month. Let's go ahead and pull up that graphic. First time in my memory, since I've been looking at this metric, they are number one in top development activity, with the only project with over 500 daily submissions there. This comes in the form of GitHub repositories. You can see they hit 500 daily submissions on average. This is whenever you push an event. It's any action done on GitHub, like pushing any kind of commit, creating any kind of issue, feeding into the ever-evolving blockchain there. Number 2 is Polkadot. Number 3, Kusama. And then HBAR and Link coming in at number 4 and number 5. Now, Jenna, we were talking about this before. I'm looking at some of these other coins. The 3 that pop out to me, we got Cardano on there, we got DOT, and we got Link. Of those 3 coins, if you're going to hold one of those coins for 2 years, are you choosing Cardano? Are you choosing Polkadot? Or are you choosing Chainlink?
DZ, this is tough. Okay, so ADA has the highest market cap out of all of these, and we know it has the highest supply, 45 billion, right? So, and I think the market cap is around like 8.9 million. DOT has, I think, about $5 billion market cap, and Chainlink's like right behind it with 3.2. And you have them with a similar supply, and they kind of did about the same thing in the last bull run. I feel like ADA is such a safe bet, and I'm with you on that, DZ. We talked about that before, and at 25 cents, like that could be a very, very easy 10x. My only concern with ADA is, maybe all of this activity, some of it could be BS, but some of it could be, there's a lot of building. But the pump that was caused in September of 2021, I looked into that, and that was, from all this news coming out with smart contracts and everything, right? So if they don't have some kind of news like that, like it was pumping when everything else wasn't pumping. So part of me is like, will it do the same in the next bull run? I don't know. But is it a safe 10x? In my opinion, yeah, it really, really could be. So in honor of you and Corey, I would definitely say that I'll go with ADA on this. But if I had to pick a second one, it would be Link, because it's just like old faithful.
All right. And $2 super chat from Dave Digital. I don't have the Discord on me, like on this computer, so I can't check it. Hopefully it's not some weird picture or something. All right, Firoz, I want to ask you, because when I saw this story and when I think of GitHub in just general, I think of those 2 brothers, I think, in Solana They pretended to be dozens of people, and they fooled the industry into like hundreds of billions of dollars in TVL that just literally wasn't there. What are the odds that this is all smoke and mirrors? Is there any chance there's one nerd in a basement at his mom's house pretending to be 40 people?
You see, it's an interesting metric that you pull out, DZ, because I use developer commits as a fundamental analysis in terms of how well somebody or developers are taking a particular blockchain seriously. And I've always sourced my data from a site called Artemis.xyz. And interesting enough, I'm looking at it right now. Okay, and the one thing that I see is that what we pulled out today was around 500 commits, but if you actually have a look at it over the course of a month, the highest is Ethereum, naturally, because that's where everybody is building anyway. They have about 11,488 commits on a weekly basis. Followed by that is Polkadot, actually, at 6,024. So my kind of bet is actually on the one thing with Polkadot is that they don't have great marketing, right? So nobody really cares too much about it at the end of the day, and they don't really invest much in that. But Polkadot has shown about a 30% change month on month in terms of weekly commits. So I've always seen Ethereum and then Polkadot as being the two chains where they have regular commits. Now, even if whoever we had trying to, ultimately push or fake those figures, that's a lot of faking they're going to have to do at the. I mean, you could, right? I mean, you could be adding commits for anything, even like a single, line of code per line of code. It doesn't have to be something large, but a commit is a commit nonetheless. It's a change in the code base. Whether it's a meaningful change, that's a different story. So I am going to say that the likelihood is that somebody trying to fake those is really low. Sentiment in general is actually quite a reputable, reliable source for on-chain analytics. Has been for a very long time. So no, I'm gonna go with the metrics that we've seen, but actually, in terms of development, Cardano usually is at the very bottom. When I look here, Cardano actually sits at number 10. Above that, you've got things like Starknet, Kusama, Polygon, Bitcoin, Solana, Cosmos.
Embarrassing.
So,
can you share that website just one more time for the people at home who want to check this out themselves? What is that? .xyz?
It's
Artemis.
Yeah, so it's ARTEMIS.xyz. Artemis.xyz.
All right. We'll check that out. I might have to look at that myself. Changing this narrative a little bit, is that graphic just shared by someone with the big ADA bag? Maybe wanting to spread that message there. Hey, Fiend in the house. JPEG junkies for life. I love it. Sold all my Cardano for algo, cheaper, same previous high. Even if it doesn't go as high as ADA, it will still make me more dollars. Okay. All right. And there is a lot building, as a lot to keep up with. I think many will be surprised at the value that is building, according to Just Jim. All right, final plan here. Crypto Keeper, do you have at least one Cardano? Okay, I'm glad because I have at least a couple wallets. I have a handful of wallets. What is your Cardano plan? I was talking about this in the ATB morning stream, and a lot of people are shocked at my first sell target. I might sell under 15%, maybe 5-10%. I might sell some under $2. People found that surprising. What is your exit strategy? I plan on, selling the bulk before $6 even. Are you something similar, or are you, maybe shooting for something higher?
You know what? I've learned a lot in crypto over the years, and one of the hard lessons that I've learned is taking profits or lack thereof. And what I've noticed is that I've had a lot of opportunities. Sometimes I've taken some to take profits, and what I feel like when I look back, you're never going to buy the bottom, sell the top. It's just not a reality. But if you do put together a solid game plan to exit out of an asset, knowing that we're going to go into another bear market, and you can do kind of what you're talking about, DZ, whether it's at a certain percentage, whether it's a certain dollar value, whether it's a certain number of tokens at a certain price valuation. If you put that plan together, execute the plan, because I had a plan. I've got a bunch of Ethereum. ETH is my largest holding by far. And if I would have done what my original game plan was and stuck to it this last bull run, my God, things would be different for me financially significantly. And not only would I have been able to take those profits and use them on a daily basis for just things that I want to do, but ultimately I would have been able to buy back in even at even though I was buying ETH at $100 or whatever. I would have been able to buy back in at significantly lower prices again. Having had taken profits, I would have been able to live on some of that, and still stack my ETH again. I think taking profits is a huge part of this, and people suck at it, including myself. And so what I would encourage people to do, not financial advice, is to set up a game plan that works for you, that you can be happy with. It's like the meme coin game, right? If you see, oh, well, I think it's going to go to this. No, screw what you think it's going to go to. What are you happy with making on that asset? And if you're happy with that for whatever reason it is for you, whether it's paying your mortgage, whether it's paying for retirement, or anything in between, execute on the game plan, because looking back on it, I really wish that I would have executed. And this time around with Cardano in particular, that's going to be one of them, because I've got a decent little bit of Cardano as well. That will be an asset that I will be taking profits on. I'm not set up my strategy for exact numbers yet, but I will tell you, DZ, I will be selling at $2 for sure, some of my Cardano for sure, because I think my average entry on Cardano is somewhere around like 16 or 17 cents.
All right. I think Matthew says it pretty well. I agree. Taking profits, hardest part. LOL, but I'm not laughing. I'm crying here. All right. Just started DCA ETH 2 weeks ago. It's better than 2 years ago. Let's see. +1 keeper for taking profits. All right. Well, that is all we have time for today. Firoz dropping the alpha. Also, he looks like my cousin. So Firoz, you ended up taking it home. I'll see you at the family dinner. Feel free, leave us with some parting thoughts.
Good to me. Cheers, DZ. Thanks again for having me on. Again, look, guys, if you're not following, make sure you're following everybody here. Everybody has an opinion, everybody has a view, and it's always good to gather that from across the board. And again, as I say all the time, the halving is round the corner. Start looking at positioning that portfolio, get it ready. No one's telling you to go all in, but certainly start DCAing your way in, because come at least 18 to 24 months from now, you're going to be a happy person. And check out the website. I put it out in the comments as well. So definitely worth looking at some fundamental analysis in terms of on-chain activity.
All right, Firoz, share the link. Was it .xyz or Artemis.xyz? Check that out. Tell us if you're not going to DCA into ADA. Leave it in the comments. What coin are you going to DCA into? We'll check those out. I'm looking to DCA into something Friday, so maybe you'll talk me into joining into your community. All right, that's all we got time for. Make sure you hit the like button on the way out. It's been a great episode. Go into the description. Check out all these people's links, okay? They all put out really great content. It really mean a lot to me personally. You go to the channel and subscribe. Let's show them a little bit of a bump, okay? We want them to see a little notification thing on their YouTube channel. That's all we got. Until next time, easy out.